Hey, how's it going? I decided I was going to go ahead and get my Texas real estate license. The reason for me getting that real estate license is that I'm purchased rental property. With rental property, it's kind of set for me. It's kind of future of investment later on down the line when I decide I want to retire and I want to kind of live off the rewards that's coming from it. Um, with getting a real estate license, one of the biggest benefits to me about having that is that I have access to a lot of properties immediately that a lot of investors may not have access to, as well as build a tremendous amount of information to make this simpler for me later down the line in renting out these properties and maintaining these properties, as well as maybe getting groups of people allowing me to rent it for them. And so there's a lot of great reasons for me to go get my real estate license. Uh, right now, it's not set up as a career for me. It's more or less set up as a side job and a future investment more than anything. Now, I can tell you that for some reason, if it blows up and it's huge for me and I'm selling a ton of houses, it'd be hard for me not to step out of my career and go into something like this. But we'll see where that gets at later on. I'm making this video really to kind of help you out, as well as to let you know what I'm going through to make this whole process a little easier. One of the things that I come across repeatedly when I'm looking at YouTube videos for advice and online stuff for advice is that you want to blow through the 30-hour courses. So you have 6 30-hour courses, just blow through them, get what information you can out of them. And then when it comes down to each test for each one of these courses, it's an open book exam. You use your notes, you use your book, and you pass those tests. The biggest thing that you want to get to is that at the end that there's a tremendous amount of study tests and there's a tremendous amount of information to help you pass that final test. Well, you know as well as I know now that that's not doable anymore. With the online proctoring and making sure that you are studying like you're supposed to be studying, it has made it a whole lot harder to pass these 30-hour courses. On my side, I think it's fantastic. It's kind of one of those things to me that if I can go through and pass all of these 6 30-hour courses, then when it comes to that final exam, it should be a whole lot easier for me. But I can tell you, it has been a monster. Now, I know that final exam, and I've heard this from everybody, is a beast. And so to me, proctoring and really forcing me to suck up this information and build this information, I think is going to be huge for the future. Now, I make this because there's nothing out there really kind of discussing individual 30-hour courses. There's some flashcards online. There's really nothing on YouTube or anything. It is quite literally study, 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 and kind of what do I need to cover more than anything else to be successful when it comes to that last 30-hour course. I can tell you for me, I am severely dyslexic. I have issues with just reading information and maintaining and keeping that information in my head. And so there's a number of things that I have started to do to really hold this information. I did Texas Principles of Real Estate. I started that the 1st of September. I finished it right there in the middle of October. The reason it took to almost the middle of October for me to finish it is, one, I failed it twice. Had to pay another $100 to reopen it up and do that whole course again. But I failed it twice because me reading it did not stick. I've learned on my computer that I can highlight it and do a control escape on mine, and it will read that information to me. And as it's reading that information, I read it across, and it really helped me tremendously. Learning the terminology on all the information is huge on that. It seemed like though I went through that first 2 times that I went through the course, when I got to the questions, it did not hit anything that I read in the course. And so, like I said, on the 3rd round, as I was going through it for the 3rd test, having it read to me really made all the difference in the world. And so my way of learning may be the same way that you need to learn. I can tell you my whole life is busy. I run 55-hour weeks at my job in the retail business. I volunteer within my church. I have a family that I love spending time with. We do a tremendous amount of stuff together, me and my son. Overdo everything when it comes to the holidays. And so I'm a very busy person. And so for me to be able to study an hour a night or 2 hours a night is a real luxury for me as of right now. And so when the son goes to bed and my wife lays down, I will sit on my computer for about an hour, hour and a half, and go through each course. Hopefully a course a night is kind of what my plans are. And on my days off, I might hit 2 or 3 courses to kind of get ahead. And so that is kind of what I'm trying to touch up with a lot of folks out there. If you are the same way with me, it's a great thing to be busy in life. It is a great thing to have jobs and be successful in your jobs. It is a great thing about volunteering your time. It is a great thing about giving time to your family. That is first and foremost before any of this happens. And so if you can acknowledge that I am giving plenty of time and support to my family and to my God and to my work, and that focus is there, and then this is your next set, then you will be successful because you will make sure the rest of your life is in control. And that way your focus here is on the right things. That makes all the difference. And those are the people that I really kind of want to touch today, as well as say, come check on me every single week. Based off of that, I'm going to be making these videos every single week. Well, probably once a week is what I'm going to try to upload. And because of we're busy, it is a no-nonsense video. The most annoying thing in the world when I watch YouTube videos and videos on this kind of stuff is I'm going to blab your ear off for about 15 minutes before I finally get to the last 3 minutes of information that I need to know. Or I'm going to put it right in the middle and so I can't scroll to the end because people have something at the end and something different in the first, and what you need to know is in the middle. This is going to kind of be of a no-nonsense. I'm going to kind of go through it and knock out what I'm seeing, what I've done, what made it easier for me, what I've seen in the tests. And that way you have a good understanding of what's coming. This opening video will be my longest video that I have. I'm thinking 2 to 5 minutes on each one. And really it's going to cover what I've heard from my instructor, what I've seen in my tests, what I've come across that I kind of am saying that I think I should be watching for. And what I want from you is the same thing in return. I mean, comment back to me and say, hey, this is what I saw in this test. And then when you get to this point, let me know what you think about information to help me with the next test. And so I want to open up a whole line of communication for success, for success for you, for success for me. And just leave it in the comments below. If this helps you and we can build a great team, let's go ahead and hit a like on there. That way I know where we're going and how many people we're making contact with. And we'll breed success and we'll be successful, and we'll see where it ends up at the end. Well, thank you. And if you need anything or you have any comments, let me know. Thanks.